Good.
All right.
All right. Welcome to episode 19 of the Plug Podcast.
What's up? What's up?
So we got a lot to talk about today.
We do. Yeah. So we'll run. Yeah, I'm gonna give a brief. This is Justin from the Plug, by the way.
Johnny Mac Jr.
It's John from the Plug. So yeah, briefly, I'll get into what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk first week NFL, big week, the return of football finally. I know a lot of people have been waiting.
Thank God
For our Sundays to be, well, not that summers is Sunday, summers are bad.
Actually.
Yeah, it is on right now. It's the Bengals and Ravens, right?
Yeah, I think they're getting smacked.
It's yeah, I can't. Well, yeah, we have week one pulled up, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, we're gonna talk also the new Eminem album as well as the beef tracks between MGK, and then also G-Eazy had his own beef track as well. We will also be talking the Cardi B Nicki fight that broke out. I think it was on Friday this week.
Yeah, what was
this
it,
past
New
week?
New York Fashion Week.
Okay, yeah, so I think that was on Friday. So we'll talk that. As always, our Which Is Better segment. This week we picked Dirty Sprite 2 by Future versus Travis Scott's Rodeo.
I can't wait to see what you say.
I
have a feeling I know what you're gonna say.
I don't think you know. I don't even know yet, to be honest with you. And then as always, we are going to be playing your music live that you submitted to us on Twitter. If anybody wants to submit their music on Twitter to us, send your SoundCloud links and your YouTube links. The Plug Podcast 1 on Twitter. And but first we'll get into a very sad moment that happened this past Friday. I was definitely shocked when I heard the news. I was definitely shocked when I heard the news. I'm sure you were as well. Mac Miller, rapper from Pittsburgh, came up in the early 2010s and has been a staple in hip hop and music period for a while now. Died at the age of just 26 years old.
Dude, that is insane.
It is insane. So I wanted to ask you what your feelings about it were. Kind of, I know we're both fans, or were fans. Well, still are fans.
When I heard about it, dude, it's depressing. Like, he's a good artist. He's going through a lot. Like, I went back and actually listened to his stuff, and he's you can hear him speaking about his depression. Yeah, and you can hear he's talking about his depression and everything he's going through. So he was going through a lot.
Yeah, well, that shows. I mean, it kind of all as far as the maturity of him and him making that type of music, it kind of all started when Watching Movies with the Sound Off came out. We're going to be putting up a conjoined album review of that in remembrance of him. It's crazy because back when I started my channel on YouTube, Just My Opinion, one of the first reviews I ever did and the first collaboration I did with anybody on the channel was with you, and we did Mac Miller's The Divine Feminine. Yeah, so we did that, and it's crazy to see the fact that was only about 2 years ago, and now he's gone. For me, I was very, very upset about it. I was very heartbroken because just a lot of memories come to mind when I think of him and his music.
Well, watching a lot of his music back.
The way that I kind of got brought up with Mac, kind of similarly to a lot of people, was when he put out Kids. That was his first big mixtape that broke him back in 2010, and I was in college at the time, and I checked him out because he was really buzzing around that time off of that mixtape, and I was a big Wiz fan in college.
Wiz kind of put him on.
Wiz kind of put him on as well. I heard that he was from Pittsburgh like him. He made kind of similar music, but not exactly the same. So I was like, oh, he must be dope. I'll check him out. And sure enough, Kids is one of my favorite mixtapes of all time. And then he just kept releasing projects like that.
He never really had a terrible project.
No, he never did. Even when because what happened with him is he put out Blue Slide Park, his first debut album,
amazing.
Which was one of the first hip hop albums in a long time, if ever, to go #1 independently. Mm-hmm. So that was huge at the time, but it was very heavily criticized. Pitchfork actually gave it a 1 out of 10, and I think that's kind of when you started to see Mac kind of spiral, both his mental state, but then also his music. He started making a little bit more personable music and started changing directions of his music. Put on Macadelic, he was kind of trying to stem away from that sound and style that really put him
That's
on.
when he kept switching, and then couldn't find his.
And then every single project after that, Watching Movies, Faces, Good AM, Divine Feminine, and then this one, Swimming, they all had completely different sounds and styles, but each one were good in their own way.
Yeah.
To me, it was very, very heartbreaking because I've been listening to him and paying attention to him. He's been one of my favorite artists ever since I discovered him.
It's crazy because he just dropped an album, Swimming. He was going. He just announced like 2 days before he passed away. He was going on tour.
Yeah.
He was on. I don't know if you were watching this. I caught a glimpse the day before he passed away. He was on live making beats, and he seemed fine. It's insane how life can just go that quick.
Exactly, and I think the one thing that I think most people, as far as like fans, music critics, people in the industry alike, the thing that and from what I've gathered just from watching interviews of him, from watching just kind of little documentaries and his music videos and all that different type of stuff, the way he interacts with everyone, he was just a very, very likable guy.
Yeah.
He was very, very, and the way that he presented himself, like, was him all the time, 24/7.
Well, you saw pretty much everybody famous was posting stuff about him on Instagram
because everyone fucks with him.
That's what I'm saying.
Crazy. It's like
he's so nice.
He's respected by the older generation of hip hop guys, everyone. Like Juicy J, Bun B, Snoop Dogg. They're all he was boys with all of them. He was boys with, and he really
the new people.
He was with all the new people like Lil Xan, Post Malone. They were all heartbroken over it,
pretty much everybody.
All of his contemporaries as well. Like, he was really tight with TDE. He was really tight with Odd Future.
Yeah.
He was really tight with Vince. He actually put on Vince Staples. If you don't know, like the backstory behind that is, I don't think Vince Staples would have the career that he has if it wasn't for Mac. I saw an interview with Vince where he said that when he was first coming up, putting out projects, he went to Mac's house because he was friends, I think, with Earl Sweatshirt at the time, who was really tight with Mac.
Yeah.
And Max said, like, "Oh, you're really dope. How come you don't have more music out?" And Vince was like, "Well, I just don't have beats. I don't have anybody making beats for me." And Max like, "Well, I produce music. I can make you beats." So he pretty much just started making a bunch of beats for him. And his first mixtape that he put out was solely produced by Mac.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So there are so many people within the industry love him. Like, every single person that put out something about him, they all have photos with him.
Yeah, I don't think he ever had like beef with anybody.
Because he was loved by everybody. And I think the reason why is because people recognize that he was a truly genuine person.
It says a lot about him now. So
and also because and also too, the thing with him, I think that something that kind of defined his career also is the fact that he was a perfectionist.
Yeah.
While a lot of his friends and a lot of other people in the industry were out kind of partying, I mean, obviously he was doing the same. He was doing drugs, all that type of stuff, but he was like really cooped up in the studio perfecting his craft.
I remember growing up, I don't know if you like watched it, but he had the show on MTV.
Most Dope Family,
Dude, that was a good show.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of some good times.
Yeah, so I think it was a really, really sad day, and it's still kind of hard to believe that he's not here anymore. He's not going to be making music anymore.
Like, it's crazy how many people we're losing in music. Like, I mean, I know X was kind of new. Like, he passed away. Like, little people, like all these people are passing away out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, but and all of them are obviously very sad. But to me, this holds kind of the most weight for me.
Yeah, me too.
And I don't mean that in any way whatsoever
just
towards Lil Peep or X or Vici or anyone else. But this holds the most weight because he was legitimately one of my favorite artists, period. So
sad.
It was very, very sad to see, and I was shocked. So, but yeah.
Peter Mac Miller.
Yeah, rest in peace. condolences and thoughts are out there to all of his close friends, family, and the fans out there. So yeah, let's get into week 1 of football. Let's kind of recap that. Well, you have preseason up right now.
It's all right. I'll get to it.
Okay. So week 1 of football. It was a very, very interesting week. First off, let's start with the first game of the season, which I don't know if you got to watch it at all.
What was it?
It was Falcons-Eagles. That game was boring as hell to watch.
Oh yeah, that was a low scoring game.
There was almost as many penalties as there were points scored. I was watching that game and I was just like, oh my god, like
Julio put up points for me in fantasy though.
So I'm really regretting that I passed on him. I passed on him a couple of times for like running backs, and I'm just like, oh fuck, why'd I do that?
Yeah, man.
But the thing with that game is I think you could tell that they're definitely because they did put a lot of new rules into effect. I think they're really trying to crack down on those new rules to protect the players.
But you also got to look. Half the Eagles team is out. You got Jeffries is out. Like Wentz is out. Like their whole team is hurt. So it was.
But they still won.
I mean, the Falcons should have dominated them, but I mean, hey, they did it.
Well, it's because they got tired out on defense, and you could tell.
Yeah.
Their offense just wasn't scoring in the red zone. They weren't putting up points, and then the Eagles were taking advantage of that. But going into some of these other games, the Sunday games, Bills and Ravens, the Ravens blew the fuck out.
Dude, the Bills are terrible, though. They don't have anybody. And McCoy didn't do anything.
I know. I have McCoy, too. That's crazy. Yeah, I was not expecting them to lose by that. Not that I was expecting them to not win or to lose, but I wasn't expecting them to lose by that much, especially to Baltimore. Like, is Baltimore even that good?
No, because I just looked up at the game right now against the Bengals, and they're getting spanked right now.
Yeah.
So it's insane. I don't think they have nobody really.
Yeah. Patriots, Texans. Patriots won. I guess that's to be expected. It was a close game, though. I guess the thing that I'm most curious to see as far as the outcome of that game is how the Texans are going to be this year, how they're going to stay healthy.
They got Watson.
Obviously, back. Watson and Watt are back, so going to be interesting to see that. The Titans and Dolphins. Dolphins won that game finally. It took like 6 hours for them to complete that game. They had major delays because of
the rain, right?
Yeah, they had major delays because of the rain. So that was crazy. The Steelers and the Browns ended in a tie.
That's
the first tie of the season.
Shout out to James Conner though, because he started and took Bell's spot basically, and he killed it.
Anytime that Bell has been out though, all their backup running backs have.
What was the one last year?
D'Angelo Williams, I remember. I remember D'Angelo Williams when he was there in the absence of Bell, when Bell had his suspension, he did really good. But I mean, the Browns are going to be good this year.
Dude, every position is stacked.
Yeah, the Browns are going to be good this year. So I was shocked though at how badly Ben Roethlisberger performed. He had 4 interceptions.
He had a lot.
So hopefully that's just the first game rust. And I still think both teams are still going to do good. And the Steelers are still obviously one of the favorites to win in the AFC. But this game kind of makes me question that. But it's only week 1.
Browns are going to the Super Bowl.
It's only week 1. Panthers, Cowboys. Panthers won that one 8-16.
Low scoring.
Zeke didn't really do a lot. I think that offensive line. Greg Olsen went out. Yeah,
he's done.
Greg Olsen went out. So that's crazy. I'm not sure how the Cowboys are going to be this year because of the fact that their offensive line.
They don't even have like receivers really.
Their offensive line, dude. I mean, it's kind of sad the Travis Fredericks story. So we'll see. Hopefully he's able to return at some point, whether it be this year or ever. I don't know.
Wait, what happened?
He has some type of life-threatening disease or whatever that could affect him for the rest of his life. I forget what it's called exactly, but
damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. Broncos beat the Seahawks 24-27. Case Keenum played pretty well.
He looks really good on the Broncos.
Yeah,
and he has a lot of weapons. So
yeah, I think the thing I could take away from this game, obviously, I don't think the Seahawks are going to be as good as they were in the past because they got rid of a lot of guys.
Another injury, Baldwin.
Baldwin too. I forgot about Baldwin.
Like towards the ACL.
But Brandon Marshall had a decent game. He had a touchdown.
Yes, he did.
So maybe he'll come back strong. And maybe this will be the Broncos coming back to form as well this year.
My Jets.
So yeah, one of the 2 Monday night games was the Jets and Lions, and they killed it. I don't know what the hell.
They came out of first Darnold throws an interception, his first play.
Yeah, first play of his career.
Back. It was just unreal, dude. I can't even explain what happened.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know either. I honestly didn't get to watch much of the game, but when I heard that they won by that much, I was just like,
dude, I hope it keeps up. Like, they're going all the way. They're going to play the Browns.
They're not going all the way. They're not going. Don't get your hopes up.
Get to the playoffs.
But hey, that's a great start for them.
Way to start.
That is a great start for them, and hopefully Darnell could be the guy of the future for them.
Hopefully.
Bengals Colts. The Bengals won that 34-23.
Andrew Luck is not looking too hot.
He didn't look terrible.
He kept throwing short passes though. That's like it was just
but a lot of teams were doing that in the first week though.
I get that.
So you got to get back in the groove somehow. But the one guy got not suspended. He got ejected for the helmet-to-helmet unlock.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it wasn't even that bad of a helmet-to-helmet, but he still got ejected, which is, like I said, that's kind of showing that the NFL is really going to try and crack down this year.
Yeah.
Buccaneers and Saints. This is a very high-scoring game, 48-40.
Damn.
Fitzpatrick put up five touchdowns, no interceptions.
He had like 600 yards or some shit.
No, it was like 400.
Oh,
it wasn't 600. No, it was 400.
5 or 6.
No, it was 400. It was 400 something.
It's still amazing.
Still, yeah, for Fitz.
That's unreal.
Well, you got to look at who he has. Mike Evans and Deshaun Jackson. He could just bomb it down the field.
That's true.
So, and he's not completely terrible. It's weird. He'll do good one season. He'll do bad one season. Like he's just bouncing all over.
Depends on the team.
Yeah, but I was surprised that they won the first week, and I'm surprised it was that high scoring. But we'll see how the Bucs perform this year. My Vikings,
they did
24-16.
I'm loving Kirk Cousins.
Wound up beating out Garoppolo. That's the Garoppolo's first loss since he's taken over as the starting role. But it was still a pretty close game towards the end.
I think Garoppolo is a dud. I think since last year, his last like 4 or 5 games he played in, he played easy teams. Now he's playing. Now it's like this fresh season.
I thought he played some decent teams.
No. At the end of last season, he played the easy teams with like their shitty defense. So that made him look good. Now he's playing all these good teams. I don't think he's going to be that great. That everyone thinks.
I guess the only thing we'll just have to see. Only time will tell. It's only the first week.
That's true.
Jaguars, Giants. Sorry, Giants fans. That was a tough loss. I was watching that with J Mart.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, Haven and Jim were at that game.
Barkley
looked good.
70-yard run touchdown.
Barkley looked good. Odell looked good. Shepard looked good. Overall, they didn't look bad. It's just they had a couple major mistakes that just cost them the game, and it seems like that's always seems to happen.
Yeah.
With them. But hopefully they'll pull it together, and I think it'll be a good year for them. It was a tough team to play week 1. Jaguars.
Yeah,
that's one of the best defenses in the league. So, Chiefs and Chargers. Chiefs won this.
Hill. This guy
is a savage, isn't he?
He? Fucking monster.
He's
so fast. He did a punt return or something like that. A punt return he had like an amazing one-hand catch. This dude is unbelievable.
I'm
mad I didn't pick him up.
I'm kicking myself too for not picking him either because I picked up Hunt, and Hunt was absent that whole game.
He had a little. Did he even score any points?
I don't remember now, to be honest with you. But Tyreek Hill, man, Tyreek Hill was he was playing unreal. Yeah. Redskins won 24-6 over the Cardinals.
Damn.
I'm not expecting much from the Cardinals this year, and I guess this game kind of proves it.
I mean, they got Fitz and David Johnson, though. Like, you would think they would put up points.
Their defense is not that good. And I don't even know who their quarterback I'm not even really paying attention to them, so I don't really even know who their quarterback still is now. Oh, it's Sam Bradford. That's right. Sam Bradford. No, he's not. But, yeah, you would expect more.
I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm still not expecting much from him this year. The Sunday night game. This game was crazy. The Bears and the Packers.
Comeback, dude. They were down by 20.
So first off, let me start by saying Khalil Mack is a fucking beast. He had in the first half, he had a strip sack. He had a interception pick six. Like that's
way to start the season.
Like that's all after being on the team for only a week.
I know.
Signing one of the biggest contracts for a defensive
those
player.
Coaches were fucking happy they did that.
And then Rodgers goes out and like they were up 20-0, I think, at halftime, or 20-3 or something like that. Rodgers comes back, leads the charge.
Dude, that's 70-yard
24-0.
That's 70-yard pass
or 24-23
to win the fucking game.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah. That was a great game. And I guess it's, even though I'm a Viking fan, it's still at least,
it's fucking Aaron Rodgers.
It's good to see that he was like, because it's not the NFL. It's not the same without Rodgers. You know what I mean?
I thought he was going down.
It looked bad at first, but yeah, it turned out to not be
our sources,
serious.
We have a source that said his ACL was torn. But
this source also lies a lot. This source is a liar.
Over here.
Yeah, and then the last of the Monday night games was the Rams and the Raiders. The Rams won 33-13. I guess that was to be expected.
Gurley killed it.
Gurley is
they have
so
the top
good.
Defense.
Gurley is so good.
The Rams are just a stacked team.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so the Ravens.
And an update for the first game of week 2, in case you guys want to know or care. Bengals are up right now, 28-17, with 2:54 left in the third.
So that is the NFL talk.
So that was the NFL Week 1 and our thoughts of it and kind of what our expectations are for certain teams this year. So now let's get into kind of a hot topic over the past couple of weeks. So Eminem dropped a surprise album, Kamikaze.
Fire.
Kamikaze this past, it was a couple weeks ago, I think now, right?
Last week, right?
I think it was 2. It might have been 2.
Last week,
either 1 or 2 weeks ago. I forget exactly how long ago.
I wish I had the Funk Flex bomb noise right now, so I could just keep hitting it.
Really? I don't know, because I don't know. My thoughts on it. It was definitely better than Revival.
Listen, it wasn't him coming. Like, his past shit is terrible. I'm gonna say that right now. It's terrible. He put this out unexpectedly, and pretty much every song is what we wanted. Like, it was good.
It's not what I wanted.
It's what I wanted.
Go to the track listing. Go to the track listing. So I'm going to say this. It was definitely an improvement from Revival. My thoughts on the album is obviously he was definitely mad, and he was definitely upset with the fact that Revival did not do as good as
it talked about it a lot.
But the bottom line is that if it's not good, it's not good. Like he's not the first he's not the first artist ever, period, to put out a dud album. As a matter of fact, most artists, period, put out dud albums. There's like name me like 5 artists right off the top that you could think of that have had just a stellar full discography, like a full.
Okay, Mac Miller. He doesn't have a bad album.
He doesn't have any classics though either. You know what I mean?
All right, let's see.
I'm talking
Cole?
like
Kendrick
is one of them. I will definitely give you Kendrick.
J. Cole, I would say.
I wouldn't throw him in there.
Travis.
I wouldn't throw him in there either. The only ones I could throw in, especially as far as rap artists goes, are Kendrick and arguably Kanye that I could think of.
Some of Kanye's shit is terrible.
But a lot of people still love
Yeezus.
that stuff. A lot of people still love Yeezus. That's what I mean, though. Like, I don't either. I agree. But you think of it, Nas, regarded, and Biggie. Biggie is one of the very few, too, because he's only had 2 actual albums when he was alive.
Tupac too,
But Tupac has had some lackluster out. Like, not that he's had like bad albums, but lackluster. Revival was straight up bad. I don't care what
that was bad. I'll give you that.
I don't care what anybody says.
Kamikaze.
This was okay.
This was okay. Kamikaze. Like, I would probably give it a 7, a high 7. And that's. I mean, I can go
give
higher
it
pretty much.
Out of, if we were doing it out of 10, like if I'm doing it based off of my ratings that I do on my channel, out of 10, like a 5 or 5.5.
All right, so you're in the middle.
Yeah, it was definitely better than Revival, which I gave a 3.
Obviously, yeah.
I gave that a 3 on my channel. Check that out if you haven't seen my review. But so, out of all these tracks, right? Well, first off, the skits. I don't know why he still does these skits. They're kind of pointless to me. But the way that I look at this is that he was definitely going after the industry as a whole, because they didn't like or respect his last album, it just wasn't that good. You just can't really. But then he's also going after a lot of the younger artists, a lot of the guys who have been criticizing him, like Joe Budden, Charlemagne, going after Drake with the whole ghostwriting thing. He was obviously very salty about. He was Tyler. He went at obviously MGK. He went at Yachty. He went at he went out all those guys, and like, but the bottom line is that that's the new way. Like,
he shouted out Hobson and Logic.
Well, he said that he pretty much inspired them.
Yeah,
like I inspired them. I put on 50 Cent.
Yeah,
I put on all these. I put on Royce. I put on all these different guys. Me personally, out of this track listing, The Ringer was definitely a good start. Greatest I wasn't a fan of. Lucky You with Joyner, amazing. I really only like it. Song. I really like it because of Joyner most. Joyner
coming up.
Killed it.
He's coming up.
Killed it. Normal, that wasn't good. Stepping Stone, that was the D12 one where he was kind of like saying sorry to D12 or whatever for not putting them on more. I thought that was a good one. Not Alike with Royce was good.
Fire.
Kamikaze, I didn't think was that good. Fall, I thought Fall was really good, and that had the lead singer from Bon Iver, Justin Vernon, on it. He did the hook, and he sounded really good on it. This is the song
he dissed people in, right?
He dissed people in like every song, so it's really kind of hard to keep track. I think
he definitely and Logic.
I think it was Fall.
Yeah.
This was also the one he did Tyler the Creator on.
He dissed everyone in this one. This is a good song.
Nice Guy and Good Guy are the epitome of what I did not like about Revival, and he brought that onto Kamikaze. I did not like those songs, and Venom was just. It was whatever.
It's for the movie.
It was whatever. So, I mean, overall, it was definitely a good comeback for him. Like, there's no doubt about it. He could rap.
He could just sit back and be the fucking king of rap. He doesn't need to rap anymore.
There's no doubt about it that he can fucking still spit. And I think that's what he was trying to prove on this album, is that he still got it. He definitely proved it. The thing with me, and the thing that I think that I've had an issue with as far as him over the past, I don't know how many years or whatever, is just his song making ability. Like, he fucking rapped well on all the songs that I told you. He rapped really good.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of being able to craft the rapping into good songs. Like, you look at everything since Encore. It's just like some of the overall songs are good. Some of the overall songs are just bad.
Yeah, it's like half his ass, half his good.
Yeah. Whereas I think his first 3 albums, like, all the songs were good and the rapping was good.
Like the Eminem Show, I think every song on that was good.
Yeah.
But then from after that, it just went downhill. Like, it was half and half.
It was just hit or miss. Yeah, it was just what were you going to get?
That was just putting shit out for the fuck of it.
He put this out because he wanted to come back. He put this out because he wanted to take a stab at his critics. And he wanted to show that, hey, I still got it, and fuck you guys to everybody who was saying my album was whack. But the album was whack.
You think so?
Not this one. I'm talking about Revival.
Oh yeah, okay. I was gonna say what the fuck.
No, I'm talking about Revival. This wasn't whack. To me, this wasn't great. This was a
nice comeback.
To me, this wasn't great, but it wasn't like you know, like,
can he go
Eminem
harder? Yes, he can always go harder. But like what he came out with, it was nice work.
No, I still think he went. I still think he went hard. Like, I don't think there's any. I don't think
that always go harder. Like, you can.
It's just to me, it's just his ability to craft songs that has just been a question for years. I just think that
like, there's something he could have taken out of this.
Yeah.
Up like pretty much the ends, like you said.
Yeah. But overall, I thought it was definitely better than Revival. Definitely a good way to come back, and it definitely got him buzzing again. Definitely got people, stirring up and. Anytime he hops on a feature, he kills it.
Yeah.
So, but then let's get into now. First, let's get into MGK, because obviously that was one of the people that he took a stab at on this album. But shortly before this album came out, he went on Funk Flex, did a freestyle.
MGK.
And
did you watch it?
Yeah.
Dude, he killed it in that.
I've never been a fan of him like that, and I've always thought his music was not that great, but I'd never thought that he was I never thought he couldn't rap. I never thought he couldn't rap, but it was very, very interesting. I'll get into it in a little bit.
He just has like a grimy style.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, grimy.
Yeah,
when he puts out like actual rap songs, because a lot of his stuff is very poppy. Like he had to put out a lot of poppy songs recently that I just didn't really like.
Like what's the song he did with Waka? What was that one song?
Wild Boy.
Yeah, Wild Boy. That song was good. See, that was a really good song, but like his other shit is like grimy. It's not radio friendly.
Yeah, just like, that was his earlier days. His newer stuff was definitely more radio friendly because he wasn't getting a lot of the same artist features, producers that have been working with all these other big name guys to get on his stuff. And there's a reason for that. We'll get into that when we talk about his diss track. But on the Funk Flex freestyle, he went at G-Eazy first.
Yeah, because apparently he cheated. He took G-Eazy's girl, Halsey.
So he kind of, it sounds like he kind of did that to stir some stuff up and to kind of get his name out there. That's kind of how I took it.
I know they're still dating, G-Eazy and whatever, Halsey.
They are? I thought they broke up.
She just posted a picture yesterday.
Oh, then maybe they're back together or something. I don't know. But I mean, I don't really pay attention to G-Eazy like that. But G-Eazy out of Eminem, MGK, and G-Eazy, he's hands down easily the most popular right now.
Right now, yeah.
He's easily the most popular. Everyone loves him. I mean, I'm not huge into him, but he's put out some good stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of his songs have been bangers recently. He responded with his diss track "Bad Boy," which I thought was very, very interesting.
Out of all the diss songs, I mean, Eminem didn't drop one yet, but so far that's the best one.
It was definitely a Drake-esque approach as far as the way that he was rapping on it. I felt
facts though.
Everything he said was
just facts.
It was interesting to hear because like a lot of what he was saying, I could definitely see is true. Where it's like he was like saying how like Diddy doesn't even fuck with him. He's just like on Bad Boy just to be on Bad Boy. Like he hangs out with Diddy more than MGK even does.
He said
like,
MGK robbed or mugged him or something, and then didn't like say shit to Jeezy or some shit like that. Like he's basically a bitch.
Yeah. So I thought that was actually out of the diss tracks, I thought that was the most interesting one to hear.
Yeah.
Because I really felt like he didn't have to really respond if he didn't want to.
I mean, the Rap Devil one is like, I didn't take it as a diss. I took it as like, it was like a joke music video. Like,
no, it was definitely meant for
a diss,
but
I took it as like
So let's get to Rap Devil now, because Eminem, because the whole way that this got brought out, right? So this started years ago when MGK put out a tweet about Eminem's daughter Haley saying that she was hot.
She is hot now.
I honestly don't know because I don't really pay attention.
But she's fucking hot. I'm gonna pull a picture up for you.
But yeah, so he posted.
Time,
so he posted that it was supposed to be kind of a joke. I don't know if it was or not, or it doesn't. Who even cares? But clearly Eminem cared. He cared enough where apparently, and this makes a lot of sense for kind of MGK's declining career, he was banned from Shade 45 because Eminem told them not to bring him on because of his what he said about Haley.
Yeah.
He okay, yeah. But
sounds like Eminem tweeted.
Yeah, well, just in the face, but that's really it. But yeah, so he did that. He told a lot of industry people to not work with him. He said something to Diddy. He did all this different stuff to kind of
shut him out.
Yeah, so the industry shut out MGK because of this, and it was mostly because Eminem was upset, and obviously no one wants to get into anything with Eminem. That's one of the very few people that people legitimately are afraid of getting into some type of beef with Eminem.
Since MGK said something about his daughter, I know Eminem's gonna respond, and he's gonna come back and kill him.
But it is crazy. MGK brought up some good point. First, I'll say this about the diss record. It's probably one of the best things that I've heard him do in a while. To me, it wasn't like amazing, but it was definitely it was good. It was definitely good, and I think he made a lot of poignant points.
He came
minus the fact, obviously, like he's gonna make fun of him for like the obvious stuff, like he's old, he's short, he looks like a dad, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like that's all, whatever. But like, I thought it was very interesting as far as him defending himself and his declining, as far as his career. And the way it went because of the fact that Eminem was so salty. Here's the guy who's the bully that can make fun of anybody, say what he wants about anybody, do whatever he wants. As soon as somebody says something about him or any, like his daughter, whatever, all of a sudden he becomes salty.
Yep. You can't take a joke.
You can't take a joke. Yeah, exactly. So, and it's crazy that it took him how many years to respond to it?
12.
No, it wasn't 12. It was like 6 years.
I thought you said 12.
No, it was 6. It was like 6 years.
Time.
Yeah, a long time. And it took a surprise album and 6 years for him to finally address that.
That's crazy.
So MGK definitely did the rap thing by responding via a rap diss track. And it was interesting to hear his whole take on everything as far as that goes.
Yeah.
I thought it was very, very good. I mean, like I said, overall, I thought G-Eazy's was probably the best out of
MGK coming at Eminem, the fucking rap god. Like, he came correct. He did what he did. Like, he did what he had to do.
Eminem's going to come back and rip him.
Eminem's going to destroy this guy's career, and I feel very bad. I mean, he didn't really have a career, I don't think. Like,
well, he didn't have a career because of Eminem, because Eminem shut him out.
And he's going to end it for good now. He fucked up. He should shut the fuck up.
But he did the smart thing, though, because at least, hopefully MGK has some new music.
People from this.
I'm saying, though, hopefully he actually has, like, some new music or, like, an album coming out soon, though, so that way he can kind of ride the wave of this.
He should.
Because this is the most buzz that he's had in a while. Yeah. So he should be riding the wave of, it's kind of like what Pusha did with Drake.
Yeah.
Even though Drake clearly lost the beef, but
yeah, but Drake's like
Drake still had like some of the biggest songs of the summer. His album broke streaming records still, regardless. But like at least Pusha though rode the wave. Like he responded
and
back.
He did good. His album was nice. So
yeah,
I mean he did the right thing. So
yeah.
Hopefully MGK does.
So he rode the wave, and yeah, exactly.
I just don't think he's gonna put out a good album if he does. Like,
well, no, I mean it's MGK. What do you expect? Like, I'm not expecting him to put out something amazing, but like just hopefully something better. Hopefully it'll at least it'll give people have people be like, oh yeah, MGK's still around. Like, why don't I work with him? You know what I mean?
Maybe we'll see what happens.
Because that was another thing he said too on the diss track too. He was supposed to be on one of Yellow Wolf's projects because Yellow Wolf is signed by Eminem.
He said he
took his verse off. Yep. Yeah,
that's crazy.
After this thing happened,
Eminem fucking hates him.
Yeah, so that's another. That's crazy. That's more. That kind of goes back to my point before, as far as like him not taking. Him not being able to take harsh criticism, or him not being able to take bad criticism about him.
Well, he's gonna end his career, so.
That's very true.
It's over.
All right. Well, going from going from the beefing, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B have obviously had their differences for the past year or so. But it actually led to them fighting recently at what did you say? It was the New York Fashion Week or something?
New York Fashion Week in New York. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I guess they were walking by each other, and Nicki said something to Cardi, and Cardi threw a shoe at her. Like, what the fuck? These people, like, Fashion Week is like the high class people, and they're like the hood rats, and they're like throwing shoes and shit.
So who won? Who won this?
No one even like hit each other. I mean, I saw a picture of Cardi coming out with a lump on her eye. I don't know if Nicki did hit her. I don't know what happened. I can care less. But this is getting out of hand.
I mean, women should be empowering women.
Why are they? Listen, they need to come together and make.
Nicki is just salty because
she is, because Cardi's taking her spot.
Yeah,
Cardi already passed her on.
She's obviously she was upset with the fact too her album didn't go #1 because Travis Scott's album was better.
She's salty as hell.
His album was just flat out better. How can you knock him for having a better album? You know what I mean?
She said because Kylie did it for him, but. The fuck out of here.
What did Kylie do? What did Kylie do?
Travis is the man. That's Nicki. I don't fucking know. She doesn't make sense.
I mean, okay, yeah, I get it that Kylie has a big fan base or whatever.
It doesn't matter. So does Travis.
Then she should get a fucking. She should get a Jay-Z. She should get a fucking. She should have a whatchamacallit, a power couple thing going on with somebody, so that way she can get more buzz off of her albums too. It's
not getting her buzz.
No, it's not. Although it was nice to see though that Drake and Meek squashed their stuff recently at a I think it was at a show in Boston.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that was kind of to be expected after a certain point.
It's like
It's growth between two men.
They're doing their thing. I mean, there's no reason to beef. You guys can just work together and make money.
Yeah, you know? But as far as the Nicki thing, because I did review her album, and I mean, it had its good moments, but it wasn't that good. And granted, I didn't really care for Cardi B's album that much either.
Cardi B's album was good, though. I'll give her that.
It was a good opening album for her.
I'm not a fan of Nicki Minaj. She's good on features, but like solo songs, I'm not like I can't.
I was never really into her as far as her solo career goes, because she kind of like the same thing that was Cardi B. I felt like Cardi B was trying to definitely cater to a lot of different demographics on her album, but she did it better than Nicki. She just did it better.
I like her flow.
She just did it better. All of her songs were just better. Like, she's just doing better right now.
And Nicki, you need to accept it.
She's not going to, because this is the first time ever in her career where she's ever actually had
She has to work now.
Yeah. She's never had a challenge before. She's never had a female challenge her before. And the thing that a lot of people like about Cardi, and this is what I can respect about her too, is that she tries to put on and help out some of the other female artists in the industry as well.
Yeah.
Nicki never did that. Nicki always
she wants to shine.
Nicki always wanted to not work with female artists, because she always wanted to work with men and work with the male artists because she wanted to be categorized in the same league as them. But
which I respect.
But at the same time, though,
she was dope as hell on Young Money when they were all doing songs together.
Yeah,
with like Gutter Gutter and all that.
Yeah,
she was good, but now I don't know. She just needs to chill out and just make music.
Yeah, I think she definitely needs to refocus her energy on more positive things.
Yeah,
and not have to fight Cardi B.
It's not classy.
Silly. Like, Cardi B has a kid.
Yeah, it's like grown ass women.
Yeah,
they don't need to fight.
Yeah, so, so get rid of the claws and just make up and put out some music together, possibly.
That'd be pretty good. I would listen.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to go into our weekly segment of Which is Better. So before we decide what we think is better, the two albums we picked this week, and there was a reason why I picked these two albums. The first album was Dirty Sprite 2 by Future. Came out in 2015. This got Future a lot of buzz. And this really catapulted his career. And then Travis Scott's Rodeo, which was another album that also really catapulted Travis Scott's career. Most people argue that it is his best album of all time. Outside of maybe this new one, a lot of people are praising this new one, but a lot of Travis Scott stans, like hardcore fans, say that Rodeo is his best body of work.
Well, when we get into this, I can back that.
Yeah, and the reason why I decided to do these two albums was because they both came out the same year, around the same time. They both kind of changed the soundscape of hip hop, and the idea of the segment of Which is Better actually was an idea that I took from a YouTube channel, the Mallory Brothers. Shout out to the Mallory Brothers. They did these two as one of their first Which is Betters, Dirty Sprite 2 versus Rodeo. So I have the results up here. On Instagram, we had 60% said were in favor of Rodeo and 40% were in favor of Dirty Sprite 2. And on Twitter, let me pull up Twitter.
It's funny because Future was on Travis Scott's album. He featured in a song
on Rodeo,
which was pretty good. Yeah, it was like
that was one of my favorite tracks on there. And then on Twitter, it's even split 50-50 between Rodeo and Dirty Sprite 2.
Shit. I didn't think it would be that close, but that's crazy.
Dude, I'm telling you, Dirty Sprite 2, both these albums are immensely popular.
They're both good. It was kind of hard to pick from, but I got mine. I know what I'm picking.
Bro, I already know who you're picking. I know you don't like Future.
I'm picking Future.
You are picking Future?
Fuck that. No way. I'm picking Rodeo, dude, because I listened to the whole... Listen. Let me back this shit up, all right? I listened to both albums today just to catch up. Rodeo, there was 15 tracks on it. I wrote down probably 13 tracks that I liked. So that's a good amount of the album. Okay?
Well, that's almost all the album.
Pretty much. Yeah. Dirty Sprite 2. Listen to all of it. There's
like 17 or 18.
17 on there. I came out with 9 tracks that were like...
It's about half. It's still good.
Still half. So it's not bad. I think Rodeo had... First of all, it was better... better features on it because you had like Schoolboy.
Well, there wasn't a lot of features on Dirty Sprite 2. Dirty Sprite 2 was mostly feature.
No, not Dirty Sprite 2. I'm saying Rodeo.
I know. I'm saying.
Oh no, and he only had like Drake and.
He had Drake. That's it. I think he only had Drake,
which was an amazing song. Because that's on my list.
That was a banger that year.
I just feel like Rodeo was like better. The beats were amazing. Don't get me wrong. Dirty Sprite 2 had some fire fucking beats. Like everything he was on was crazy.
Yeah.
Are you picking Future?
So pull up the track listing for Rodeo first.
All right.
So I will say this, and I feel very similarly about this album that I did to Astroworld. Astroworld I thought was very good. Just like I thought Rodeo was good. I still think Astroworld might be better.
No, for sure.
But album starts out, Pornography I thought was a good starter. Oh My, This Side, fire.
Love it.
3500, fire.
Love it.
Wasted with Juicy J was good. 90210 was dope. Pray for Love with The Weeknd was dope. Then from here, it kind of gets very hit or missy. And this is the same thing that I thought about as far as Astroworld too. I think that this project started strong, and then from here, it's kind of toss-ups. Nightcrawler I wasn't a fan of. Piss on Your Grave, I didn't really care for. Antidote, of course, we all know is a fucking banger. Impossible, didn't care for. I like Maria, I'm Drunk. I didn't love it. A lot of people love this song.
Young Thug's weird though. I don't like his verse on it.
I think if Young Thug kind of stripped down a little bit, it would have been fucking amazing. Amazing. Flying High, I don't really remember that one.
I'll be flying high.
Yeah. It's all right. I could tell I thought was good. Apple Pie was good.
This is my favorite song. Okay, All Right with Schoolboy.
I just remember that song.
Oh my god, I love the way he flows on
that. Must have been on like a deluxe version because I never heard that one.
Are you serious?
I love Schoolboy too.
Dude, this song is probably my favorite.
I'll have to go and listen to it because I love Schoolboy. So now go to Dirty Sprite 2. Dirty Sprite 2. This one had a lot of fucking hits. Almost all these songs had a lot of hit radio play qualities to them. Thought It Was a Drought. I Just Fucked Your Bitch in some Gucci flip-flops.
Yeah.
Dope starter. Did Not Like I Served the Bass. Where You At with Drake. Obviously a banger. Groupies, Lil One, Stick Talk was dope.
I like that song.
Freako was
I like that song.
Rotation was all right. Slave Master I think was good. Blow a Bag is dope as hell. Colossal is dope as hell. Rich Sex is Blood on the Money is dope as hell. Trap, I'm not gonna say it. It's dope as hell. I think the Percocet and Stripper Joint. I forget if that one was produced by Zaytoven or was it Real Sister. Whichever one was
Real
produced.
Sister was really good.
Whichever one. Oh no, Know the Meaning might have been the one produced by Zaytoven. One of those 3 songs was produced by Zaytoven. I loved Zaytoven on this, even though Metro Boomin and Southside did a majority of the production, and they sounded so fucking. Some of the best beats that Metro and Southside have ever crafted are on this project, and this project really put them. Yeah, it put them on the map. Yeah, but it put Future on the map too, though. And fuck up some comments. Fuck up some comments. Yeah, I mean that's come on.
They're all radio hits.
But the reason why I'm gonna give the edge.
There we go.
I think I'm going with Future.
Oh my god.
I think I'm going to give him the edge. And here's the reason why is because this album, even though may not be as consistent as Travis Scott's or whatever, song quality between both of them I think is right there for me as far as both these albums goes. But the reason why I put Dirty Sprite 2 over the top of Rodeo is because I think that this album actually, like, you're going to call me crazy, I think it has classic potential. And here's why.
Think Rodeo does?
Not like this one. Because
what's the reason?
When you think of this album, right? the landscape of hip hop really, really changed when this came out. This album really, really birthed the current sound and styles of mumble rap.
That could be a curse.
You think of this album and how successful it was. People still fucking love this album, listen to it. Obviously, we saw the votes.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it's 50-50 on the show too.
It is.
So it's true to Twitter.
But remember, this right here, and I'm saying it now, was where the birth of mumble rap really, really started. And it really got popularized. He started it, but he was still putting out a lot of for instance,
like Chirac shit.
For instance, yeah, like when Waka Flocka came out and put out Flockavelli, everybody was doing that with that sound and style. The Lex Luger beats, just loud trap knockers. Rick Ross was doing it. Gucci was doing it. Chief Keef, Meek Mill, all those guys. They were all making those. They all had that type of production. They were all making those types of songs. When this came out, these are still trap bangers, but they're very, very mellow. They're melodic. They're catchy. They're completely. They're not like the asinine bangers that the Chief Keefs and all those guys are putting out. These are actually melodic. I mean, they're still asinine, but they're melodic. They had a completely different sound, and this helped mold the current sounds in hip hop. This helped mold the 21 Savages. Gucci is getting on all these different types of shits now. Migos blew up after this sound and style became popular. Metro, because Metro and Southside started working with them, started working with Gucci.
The new
genre. This birthed the genre really of mumble rap, and it birthed the new wave of hip hop now. Yeah, exactly. And whether it's a good or bad thing, it's definitely going to be remembered as a moment in hip hop. Because shortly after this came out, we had the Drake and Future collab,
which was fucking amazing. I like that.
Do you like it better than Dirty Sprite 2?
Probably, yeah. There was a lot better songs on there, I think. I don't know. There's like some good songs on this too. So I don't hate this album. To me, What a Time to Be Alive pretty much just sounded like Dirty Sprite 2 throwaways that Drake hopped on with Future. But anything with Drake's fire.
But yeah, that's how I feel. That's why I'm gonna give the edge to Dirty. It was a very, very close. This was probably the hardest out of all of the ones.
The people pick on the YouTube channel you got it from, you know?
Well, they both are always they're always arguing against each other. No, they both argue against each other.
I mean, they pick different.
Yeah, they always pick different, and they always try to make their case as far as which is better. Yeah. So one of them had Dirty Sprite 2. They said the same thing. They said it was just a bunch of hits. They said the other one said Travis Scott. It was produced better, well crafted, more creative, blah blah blah.
I'm just not a fan of Future, and I can't I don't know why. I just can't like him. Don't get me wrong. There's some good songs on this, like Stick Talk. That was a good ass song.
Yeah,
but I'm going with my boy Travis,
and that's fair. And again, I was very close to picking him.
I mean, you already knew I was picking that shit.
I know. I was very close to picking Travis, but I think just based off of
that's a good
what
reason.
This album meant and means to hip hop at least for the current Future, I had to go with Dirty Sprite 2.
You gotta do it.
Free bands. All right, now let's get into our favorite.
I fucking love this
favorite segment of the show. Per usual, let's go over some of your music submitted to us on Twitter. Hit us up, Vplug Podcast 1, if you want your music to be played and reacted to by us on this channel.
Listen, we
send us shit.
We repost, we do all of it. Just it's free.
We keep it real, we keep it honest, but at the same time too,
we just do us. All right, let's get into it. So we have, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs we're gonna play today. I'm gonna just play through them all.
That's fine. All right, play it out. So this one, we're gonna start with Lil Shaq and YM7.
Yeah. So YM7.
YM7 and Lil Shaq. The song is called "Test Me," it's produced by Homage.
Before I start, the last 2 weeks we had some good fucking songs.
Yeah, so you guys better bring your A game when you come here.
Swear to God, if this shit sucks, I'm going to be mad. All right, let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
I hope it's not loud.
Like the beat. Go far. Sample. We'll switch up.
Fuck this up. I'm gonna be mad.
That sounds a little Travis Scott inspired. Switching it up like that.
Nigga wanna test me like a lab rat. Bitch, I need more to come and meet me up in combat. Ain't no time to chit chat. Lean in my backpack and worry about the also where the money, where the cash at. Nigga wanna test me like a lab rat. Bitch, I'm in more to come and meet me up in combat. Ain't no time to chit chat. Lean in my backpack and worry about the also where the money, where the cash at. I wanna get some heat, I'ma pull through. Paws always out there melting shit just like fondue. Kick it like some kung fu. Power just like Goku. Niggas always out here fake beefing like some tofu. I'ma pull up on a race, flexing your one in your face, The niggas can handle my face, gonna be tight as lace, but they need in the race, flexing your bitch like a vase, I'ma stop doing my space, The niggas they catching your kick me at your place, it's your bitch on the chase. All my haters say R.I.P. cause I know my niggas were G.O.D. I'm a real OG and I'm shooting niggas down like G.O.D. and my little OP and a boss like me, saying all these niggas wanna be like me, get a know like me for the.
Well, I wanted to hear the other guy.
Oh, sorry.
I said,
I want to hear the other guy.
Like you can read my beat. Nigga wanna test me.
I'm not sure if this is full Shaq or 1 7, but
meet me up in combat. Ain't no time to chit chat. Lean in my backpack and worry about the also where the money.
Lean in my backpack.
Nigga wanna test me like a lab rat. Bitch, I'm in bold. Come and meet me up in combat. Ain't no time to chit chat. Lean in my backpack and worry about the also where the money, where the cash at.
Yeah. Where the money, where the cash at. My bars on heat blast, my flows on fast track. My rapping like a strap that I pack. Every lacking skill, in my fire at will, not stiff. Yeah, you know, twerking like a split. Fire at your bill like a pill. Then you go to the doctor and I ain't talking about pill. Your reckless real me, and I ain't talking about mill. But for real, all of you rappers motherfucker like Jack and Jill. Like Tony Stark, God shoot the thrill.
I like his voice better than the other one, but
kill the rap.
I'm sorry, dude. This shit you're saying doesn't make sense.
Some of the it wasn't connecting. Like flowing. The flows weren't connecting. Like the rhyme schemes weren't connecting.
It wasn't a bad song. I'm not gonna hate it.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah,
keep doing it.
It was all right.
Do your shit. All right, next song. What is this?
This is
Turn on or take.
Turn a one take.
Section 8.
Yeah, this song is Section 8 by Turn a One Take.
All right.
Produced by BG Beats. Let's hear what this is. Ooh. This sounds dope. This sounds dope already. Let's go. Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes.
Shit.
Dude, this sounds dope.
I'm about to run up a check, just having fun on flex. I need a new bitch, and I take a picture, go who do it the best. We on the block, I got my 9, then they got 1 in the head. If we can't get along with the niggas, then we gotta put them to rest. We gotta put them to bed.
I like
sure
this.
they dead. And if they bust it dead,
this might be the
we gotta
of the
go and
week.
collect. I got a feeling you need. I gotta make sure they fed. I gotta make sure they eat. It's been a week, I ain't slept.
I'll just reach out, bro, to see how you can do it, man.
No, this is good. I like this. Let's ride this one out. I want to hear that hook come back in.
Yeah, the hook's fire.
Run up a check, finesse. Run up a bet, let's flex. I got some shit on my chest, but I'll be missing my breath. I know you're mad I left.
Wait, you don't like some shit on your chest?
Shorty gonna stay in my mess. Don't listen to whatever it says. Even she work with the feds. Even she work with my ex. She send a late night text.
Nah, this is better.
Diamonds up on my neck.
Oh,
I got it on my neck. I wanna get you and your
No,
friend.
Nav is more nasally.
I ain't got no image to protect. I would rather be myself instead.
I hear P&B rock, kind of like you said.
When he was doing
like they don't want no bread. I'm about to run up a check. Just having
like
fun on
this.
flex.
This is dope.
I need a new bitch, and I take a pic. I go with who do it the best. We on the block. I got my 9, then they got 1 in the head. If we can't get along with the niggas, then we gotta put them to rest. We gotta put them to bed. We gotta make sure they dead. Even if they also dead. We gotta go and collect.
Yeah, that's fine. I like it. Yeah, shout out to what was his name again?
It was
Turn a One Take.
Turn a One Take.
That was dope. I liked
This
it.
is what he sent me.
So this is Cods, and he sent us a whole mixtape called Incubus.
Well, I think this is the song, isn't it? Because it's about to play Incubus.
Well, it says the track listing right there, doesn't it?
I don't know. Whatever I'm playing.
No, it's more. Yeah, it's More Than Friends freestyle.
True.
Yeah, the mixtape or album, whatever it's called, Incubus by Cods, K-O-D-Z.
This bitch hit my boss, she said she wanna be more than a friend of me. All because she used a fuck with my enemy. Stop me holding my
keep listening now.
I'm not gonna turn it off.
On the road, on the go, ain't no pretending me. Slim, thick, ebony, she is attending me. All I said, don't wash away in that hit. I'm trying to dive up in you, baby. Don't think twice, I know what I'm doing.
I know he's kind of trying to go for it,
You know how I move,
but
I don't give a fuck about how you feel. I'm gonna win.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him another shot. I'm gonna pick something.
you barely even listened to that one, bro.
I can't do it. The flow is just fucking up.
All right, let's
I'm
listen
gonna
to
go
the same
with this
shit.
one. This has a lot of plays.
Same shit. Let's listen to that.
Oh, this beat. I like this shit.
Purple wrapped up in a coat like I was a Viking. Double trouble if you come, so I'm not for life. Regulator love the flavor, must be why they like him. K-O-D-Z, walk in and get the hype. How the fuck you do
This
so
reminds
well
me
off
like
in your
Playboy Cardi.
Told him I don't
That's
need a
actually
god
fun.
of my own.
Like the flow and
I've been
everything.
blessed with just
I just feel like his flow is it's like forced. I don't know. Are you a fan of him? Oh, I can't listen to him. Sorry.
My boy Turn a One Take is still that gem of the
keeping
week
him up
right
'cause
there.
So far, he's the best one.
That was
All right.
fucking dope to
Main
me.
Train is the next song. The song is Brawl. Let's check this out.
Hey, let's check out Brawl by Main Train.
Is he rolling a blunt or eating?
ouch. All you do is sit on the couch. Run your mouth, sit there, loud. Smoke my loud, exhale my cloud. Even when it's down, you gotta stand tall. Now watch me creep and crawl, 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 creep and crawl. You can't beat me. Try to pull up on me.
It's not bad. I just
I don't fuck with snakes, no need to elaborate. I don't gang bang. I put that damn thing.
no, it's not. It's weird. It's weird. Try one of his other ones. Try sickle cell. Go down towards sickle cell. Oh, that's only 59 seconds. No, don't do that one.
We're gonna do.
Do
Who has the most plays on? Not a lot.
go up.
Wanna do this one?
Yeah, go for that one. Let's see how it sounds. It's T-Hove and Main Train.
She can't get my password. Smash it, pass it. She can't get my password. Smash it, pass it. She can't get my password. Smash it, pass it. Smash that bitch and press her.
I can't. Oh, I can't do it. I can't.
Bitch smoking on this gas, bitch, I'm fucking floating.
This is a very disappointing week. I'm very upset with all of this.
That was a very, very interesting listening experience.
I have no comment. I don't even know what to say. All right, we're playing Sauce God. I think
Still shout out to Main Train though. Keep doing your thing.
I'm not hating on everyone. I just can't do this. All right. I think we played Sauce God.
I think
before.
we have. I honestly think we played Sauce God before, but if you keep sending us stuff, we'll keep playing it. So
we sent nothing serious. So let's check this shit.
yeah, let's check it out.
Got like
sort of guy.
Like Meek Mill's gonna come out or something.
Let's find out.
I've been playing on these hoes. Be ice and it's cold. Be rats by the dope. I'm a full legend old. Clean bad bitch and she know me. Money got from the nosebleeds. Niggas talk who gon' fold me. Yeah. Soon as I get my money, I'm gon' spend it. Pull up to the bank and go to win it. Playing with my balls like it was tennis. When I was going up, I was a menace.
Sometimes you gotta do that. Yeah. This wasn't bad either. He's got MJ on the cover. Yeah, let's play this. Feeling New, featuring TYG.
Feeling nice today.
Oh, that's the guy that produces for
Cash Money AP.
Go
for Little Skies.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah. Knew I remembered that producer tag from somewhere.
I'm just feeling new. I'm just feeling new. I'm just feeling new. I'm just feeling new.
Where's this guy from?
But I'm drop top swerving. Beach boy shit, but I push it to
Oh, it doesn't say where he's from.
I'm just feeling new.
I was very curious because I know
I'm just feeling new.
Little Skies is from Pennsylvania. Because I know he shouted out Mac Miller. He did like a whole post for him too, because he said that he's from Pennsylvania, so he looked up to him also. So I wondered if Cash Money AP is a Pennsylvania producer, and that maybe that's how he has him as producer too. So
well, in your bio it says it's only one gold, get the money. I think you mean gold. So just fix that. But anyway,
you can't talk. You do the same shit.
I'm just helping a guy out.
That's true.
I don't want him to like get made fun of like I do. That's so anyway. I think gem of the week. I think Turner One takes it.
Yes,
so
definitely. Turner One take section
give
section
him
8.
a little repost and a tweet real quick.
Shout out. That was dope. I thought that track was dope.
I mean,
so,
his competition wasn't that crazy.
Wasn't that crazy this week, but yeah, you're right. But still,
I mean,
still shout out to him though for doing his thing. And again, as always, send us your music.
Yeah.
On the Plug Podcast 1, tweet at us, send us that shit, and we will play it.
So, yeah, follow us on everything, Instagram. Everything's pretty much the Plug Podcast 1.
The Plug Podcast 1.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We got 17 subscribers on YouTube. We're balling out today.
Yeah, get us some more.
Yeah, hit that follow button. Hit that little bell so you know when we're live and stuff like that.
Exactly. Get us some more follows and just tune in. We do this, and we definitely take any feedback that you guys have. If you want us to have another segment of the show, definitely let us know. We definitely want to try and see if we can get some more guests up in here soon.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was another good week. And
R.I.P. Mac Miller.
Rest in peace, Mac Miller. Yeah.
R.I.P.
on that note.
MGK. So.
Oh my God.
All right.
So yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, no, for real though. Rest in peace, Mac Miller.
Yeah.
You'll definitely be missed, but your music will still always be there, and you won't be forgotten. So we'll end on that note, and we'll see you guys next week.
Deuces. All right.
Stop this.
Yeah, that was a fucking terrible music.